would have to go up and take our nap with him. And he would look at us and say, "You better go to sleep. Don't forget, I've got my eye on you." And one day I sat up and I looked at him, and he did have his eye on him because he had a glass eye and the lid didn't close.
I used to work at the grocery store, and Dad would close up at 12:30 on Sunday afternoons to go home for a big dinner. That was the best time of the week, at Sunday dinner at his house. Anyway, we were on our way home. We were about a block away from home. It was a 3-block walk. We were about a block away from home. And we started talking about somebody being fast. I had the feeling Freddie was probably bragging about how fast he was, because I believe just shortly before that, he won a race amongst all the basketball players at IC. Bob Jennings had a race one night in the gym after practice, and Franny was the last man standing. So I suspect he was bragging to Dad about how fast he was. Dad said, "I'll bet you $50 I can beat you to the house." Dad was probably 50. Franny's 17 or 18. Franny couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And Franny said, "You're crazy, old man." I remember him saying old man. I was surprised Dad didn't deck him, but he said, "Put up or shut up." He said, "Do you want to race too?" Franny said, "Sure." Franny didn't back down from anything. So I was the official starter. I said, "On your mark, get set, go." And they took off. Dad was like shot out of a cannon. I never saw a human being go so fast. He beat Franny by a whole house, a whole lot, 75 yards, 75 feet. I couldn't believe it. Franny was mad the whole dinner. He didn't say a thing. That's a story I have.
Yeah, the team gave them a recliner, a wooden recliner.
Can you go do
Must
it
have
down
been
there?
one of the first wooden recliners.
Can you go do it down there where there's more room?
Those were the days
Can't do it
where
in the grass.
they were just, very simple.
But there's a hard place down there.
That recliner was given to me, and it is presently belongs to my namesake, Tony Meis, and I don't know where it resides, but that recliner is still in the family, and it is in very good shape. Last time I looked at it, and I know it will continue the same.
John Doyle. And he said, "So you're a Meis. Which Meis are you?" It's like, "I'm Thompson." It's like, "Oh, Mary Margaret, my favorite." He went down the list. I think he was Herman's grade. But anyway, he said, "I love Mary Margaret. I worked for Rockwell Collins. And one day we had to go out and shovel their walk. And he said, "Mary saw me out there shoveling. She remembered me from IC. She said, 'Come in and have some coffee.'" So he went in there and had some coffee. And they got finished, and his boss was looking for him, and he was inside having coffee. Mary,
I have some candy for you. It's in my car.
and so his boss was so mad, and Mary said, "Back it off."
I'll show you.
When?
Anyway,
When
he
Janie's
said,
done.
then he was working
sent
for
out.
Rockwell, at the Rockwell, I'm sorry, I keep saying Rockwell. At the time, it was the Collins Radio plant, okay? And he was working at the Collins Radio Airport, and he was mopping a floor, he said. And Mary Margaret walked by, and she said, "John Doyle." And she stopped and shook his hand, and he was so pleased that she recognized him. But the person they were traveling with was the NATO commander, and I don't remember his name, I apologize. But John Doyle remembers that the NATO commander said, "Come on, Bear, we have to go." And she said, "You just wait a minute, my friend." And John Doyle always remembered that, because here's the lead. I mean, you could talk about the president being the leader of the free world, but here was the NATO commander, and she told him, "Stand down, I'm busy.
That's awesome.
So, John Doyle had a great love for the Meises, and they traded with the Meis Food Store for a lot of years. And that's the end of my story. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks again.
I knew John Doyle. John Doyle ended up owning the company. He was a year behind me. It was a construction company.
Oh, okay.
He was a year behind me. I went to, his brother Jim was in my class. And he was at our last reunion. Okay, any more me stories? How about some of you young'uns?
Here, I'll tell a story.
Here's one of the young ones.
I'm sorry.
Oh man, you still should go.
Is it?
Cooler down there. Help yourself.
Where's the other jumper?
Sorry.
I don't know.
I'm from Texas.
I'm using this one.
I'm sorry if you can't understand me. But I have a tall Meis tail. Many years
Isabel.
ago, Wildwood, New Jersey. I think Molly gave me some Meis papers on the family tree. And I had my youngest son, he used to wander out. And all of our neighbors would bring him home. And I was like, where do you get this child that likes to wander away from our house? So I started looking through the Meis papers that Molly had given me. And there was a story about Herman. And I believe it was Mary Clem's was his mother. I can't remember the names. I had done a report many years ago for my kids. But Herman would wander off from the house and go down to the fruit stand in town and steal fruit. And they would always bring Herman home. And so Mary decided that she was going to take care of that. She said, if you wander off again, I'm going to tie you up out in the front yard. And so she tied him up out in the front yard, and he loved it. He said, can I have dinner out here? So that's where my youngest son got us.